America has 0 UFC champions currently. What the fuck happened, guys? I remember in the olden days when literally all the champions used to be American, and it was like rare for a different country to have a champion. Now it's rare for an American to be a champion. Like, UFC is changing so fast in so many ways. And in this video, I'm going to be going over this full topic about Americans not being champions anymore and why I think this is happening, okay? Let's get right into the video. Starting off with just naming the current UFC champions and where they're from. Okay, starting off with the flyweight champion, Alexandre Pantoja, and he is from Brazil. And next, bantamweight champion, Merab Dvalishvili, and he is from Georgia. The featherweight champion is Alexander Volkanovski, and he is from Australia. The lightweight champion is Ilia Topuria, and he is from Germany. The welterweight champion is Jack Della Maddalena, and he is from Australia. The middleweight champion is Dricus du Plessis, and he is from South Africa. The light heavyweight champion is Magomed Ankalaev, and he is from Russia. And the last but not least heavyweight champion is Tom Aspinall, and he is from the UK. So I just named off all the champions in the UFC right now, and as you can tell, none of them are from America. Okay? So, what happened, guys? I remember when it was John Jones, Chuck Liddell was champion, Matt Hughes. I know they were all in the same era, but like Sean Strickland when he was champion for a little bit. I remember also Henry Cejudo, Randy Couture, Brock Lesnar, all those guys. And it's like, now we don't see no Americans anymore, guys. I'm not saying it's an issue, because I like that it being diverse in the UFC. But, like, it's crazy, because, like, we don't see a lot of Americans anymore. But let's talk about my opinion, why American fighters are losing the advantage and not being champions anymore. Let's start off with this. The old era was filled with tons of American UFC champions. Now that UFC is more global, the talent pool has increased. Okay, so now it's not just American fighters, it's all around the world, the most talented fighters, and obviously there's more talented fighters in different countries, and not in America. Okay? A big thing that I've seen that I highlighted specifically is the lack of well-rounded skills, okay? So American fighters, they're very reliant on one aspect of MMA. So like you see a lot of UFC fighters that are American, they're stick to their wrestling, they stick to just striking, just jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Like specifically one thing. There's not a ton, there are some in the past, but I'm saying currently, there's not a ton of American UFC fighters that are very well-rounded. There's some, obviously, there's always going to be some, but a lot of them are just reliant on one aspect of MMA. And that's one big thing. But then you look at the international fighters, they're more well-rounded type of style. So you look at like the Dagestani guys from Russia. A lot of them are really good at wrestling, but they still can do everything currently. Like I'm not talking about Khabib, because Khabib was very strong in just wrestling. You look at Islam Makhachev. He's a really strong wrestler, but he's able to do jiu-jitsu. He's able to strike with the best. You look at Umar Nurmagomedov. He's very good at striking, but he's also good at wrestling. Merab Dvalishvili. He's a good striker. He's a good wrestler. You know what I mean? There's all those types of guys. Ilia Topuria. Obviously, he depends a lot on his boxing, but he's able to grapple with the best of them. I mean, maybe not win all the time in those areas, but they're able to do it. Rather than a lot of American fighters that are just able to do one thing, and they're very below average of the other aspects. And then another thing is specialized training. So, like, fighters from other countries bring unique martial arts backgrounds and training methods. So they do different things in different countries. So they might be, a lot of them start from a younger age than Americans do. That can be different for American fighters to adapt to. So you're fighting a guy like Islam Makhachev. You're fighting a guy like Merab, or like, you know, guys, I don't even know the specific guys that started when they're really young, but a lot of them start when they're really young. So it's hard to adapt to, because they also have different types of training methods, and they go at stuff differently. So it's very hard for Americans to adapt to, because Americans do the same thing. And that's why Americans need to explore and venture out, maybe to get different types of training so they can improve more. And that's why you see a lot of Americans going over to other countries, international countries, to train there because their training is best in other countries. You never hear a fighter saying, oh yeah, if you go anywhere to train, where would you want to train? You don't hear him say America. You hear him say Dagestan, Brazil, Japan, like those kinds of places. And that's the biggest stuff that I've seen, But going right away to Americans that can rescue us. This might sound a little funny, but can America come back? That's the real question. Do we have good enough fighters to be able to get belts back in America? That's the real question. And there's only a few fighters that I looked at that I believe can rescue America to get some belts back in America, okay? And I'm going to name those right now, okay? Corey Sandhagen, Aljamain Sterling, Max Holloway, Sean Brady, Sean Strickland, Khalil Roundtree, and John Jones, okay? Those are 7 fighters that I think can possibly rescue us. And by the way, when I say rescue, it's not trying to be offensive to any other country. I'm not saying they're bad. They're doing really good right now. And I actually kind of like that we have different types of fighters, But from an American standpoint, a lot of Americans want our belts back in our country. So this is the fighters that I think could do it the best. So I looked at the flyweight division. I don't think any American flyweight can get the belt back from Pantoja or any champion that's from a different country. No Americans can save us in the flyweight division. That's it for that. But bantamweight division, Corey Sandhagen is the only guy that could possibly do it from America. He has an upcoming fight with Merab Dvalishvili. That's the chance right there. I don't think it's going to happen, but there's always a fighter's chance, and that's why I threw him in here. Merab's definitely going to win, but like I said, there's always a fighter's chance. So Corey is definitely that guy for a bantamweight division. But then featherweight division, there's Aljamain Sterling, okay? I think he definitely has the best chance. He's fighting Brian Ortega coming up. He has a chance to gain that back. He was a bantamweight champion for a while. He could do it in featherweight, and he is more healthy at featherweight. So he could definitely do that, and I see that happening, okay? That's the guy in featherweight. Now you go up to lightweight. Max Holloway is that guy. Straight up, he is that guy. And there's a good chance that he could do that. He just put a beating on Dustin Poirier. He can fight other guys. He got knocked out by Ilia Topuria. You know what I mean? But there's always a chance that he could come back and do better. I don't see it happening. By the way, me writing these guys down doesn't mean I think it's going to happen. I'm saying there's a chance it can happen. So Max Holloway is that guy in the lightweight division. Moving up to welterweight, Sean Brady is that guy. There's not a lot of other guys that are from America that are good in the welterweight division. It's kind of funny because I'm looking at the top 15 rankings in each division, and I barely can find an American. It's crazy. I can find a couple Americans, kinda, but other than that, I really can't. It's hard. It's really rare to see an American in top 15. Okay? But that's welterweight. You move up to middleweight. Sean Strickland is that guy. Kinda. Sean Strickland, I don't think is going to save America. I think middleweight division is screwed. I just wanted to throw another guy in there because he is high up in the rankings still. He already lost to DDP twice. He's not going to come back and beat Hamza or DDP ever. So I think middleweight's screwed. But that's just a guy to throw in there. Flyweight, there was no one to throw in there, so that's why I didn't even care to do flyweight. But then moving on to light heavyweight, Khalil Roundtree. This one could be a possibility. I want to see Khalil Roundtree fight Magomed Ankalaev next. That'd be a really good fight. I really want to see that happen because I think he would definitely lose, but there's a good chance that he'd be the guy to save America in the light heavyweight division, for sure. And Pereira, okay, Khalil held his own against Pereira on the feet. Okay, so Pereira lost badly to Ankalaev, so I think that's what would happen possibly, or no, definitely to Khalil, because he doesn't have better striking than Alex, and his grappling is So I think he definitely lose, but that is the guy in that weight class. And then heavyweight, John Bones Jones. He's possibly, or he is coming back out of retirement most likely to fight Tom Aspinall, and he is definitely, this is probably the one I'm most confident in that we could get an American champion back, is the heavyweight division with John Jones. I still believe Aspinall wins. That might be an unpopular opinion, but I do believe that. But John Jones is the guy in the heavyweight division. So those are the guys in each division besides flyweight that I think could possibly save the division for America to get the belts back. And I know saying save might sound bad, but I'm not meaning it in that way. There's no hate towards any other country. But thank you guys for watching. For real, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment more video ideas down below. Give me your opinion. Do you guys think America will ever get the upper hand back? Do you think that there's ever gonna be any like really good American champions in the future? Like, what do you guys think on this? Let me know in the comments down below. Tell me if you guys agree with me that on the guys that I said could rescue America, and just overall, tell me if you disagree or agree with me. Okay, that's all I want you guys to do. But like I said, give me more video ideas in the comments down below. I always got you guys with those videos. Like I always say, thank you guys for watching. Have a blessed rest of your day.